Welcome to 3D Learning. The topic is environment. Video 5. We're halfway through this series of 10. This is a flipped learning class, meaning students will view the videos and do work and then present in class, usually as a team, because this is a debate-oriented idea. Debate is the end activity. The objective is to have more confidence and more motivation to speak English and present ideas to others as you would in a business or as you would in any presentation later in their in the students' academic lives. The topic is resources in Indonesia are scarce, and they're moving to the ocean to find them. At the same time, they're ruining a lot of things, like the beautiful water, though pretty, is killing the fish and creating issues with the fishery just around the corner. Who is going to get the priority from the government? What do you think? That's our debate topic, and that's where we're moving every week. In discussion, the second D, first is discovery. We looked at the title, the story, we looked at the vocabulary, we outlined the story. And so, in discussion, there are three kinds of discussion. Three levels. First level is very simple, and the third is more abstract. Now, I encourage the teacher, and as students, you should practice writing this a little bit because you want to practice communication. And here's the formula. 1 plus 3 is 4, right? And then you have 2 plus 1. And that's 7. 7 is the perfect number. It's really great. You can expand it, you can change it. But the idea of the formula is to have one word answer, one 7-word answer, as a statement. So if somebody asks you a question, excuse me, somebody asks you a question, you give a statement of 7 words. Why 7? 7, even if you have bad grammar, will communicate enough information. So the key is communication and information. Grammar is not what we want here. We're not worried about grammar. 3 is you make a statement and then you say 1, 2, 3, 3 ideas about that. So you say, what are you doing on the weekend? I am going to the beach with my mother. It's beautiful. But it doesn't tell me anything. My mother and I go to the beach twice a year because we buy certain kinds of foods that you can only find there. 2. Number 3. My father is usually busy on the weekend, so he stays at home, and sometimes he will come for Sunday before we come back. 4. We usually only stay 2 days and 1 night, so we can buy what we want, enjoy, get a little, be a little relaxed, and then you come back and we don't know whether the food will last for 6 months, but we only have time, and that's what we do. So we have the 4 ideas. Now you have more information, which is really great. Add 2. Now you have direction. You are the person who directs. Continue your conversation about the weekend or change directions. But before you do that, it's easy just to give a question. But before you do that, give 2 ideas. So if you have a friend asks you that, you might say, I heard that you go to the beach in the summer or at New Year's to see the New Year sunshine, the sunrise, right? There we go. So that's one. I heard you go to the beach on the East Sea to see the sunrise once a year. 7 words, 1 sentence. One more. You want to ask that question. I know you want to ask the question, but you want one more information. Going to the West Coast, you can still see the sunrise, and it's shorter. Number 2. The question, why not come with us in the winter to the West Coast to buy our special food and we can enjoy the weekend together? Question, keeping the same information, same direction. 1 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. Now that's how you do it. So practice, okay? Practice when you see them. There are about 14 questions. If you find it difficult to speak and think that much, write it down. Write it down simple things, okay? When you come to class, you can do it, and we're going to show you how to do that. Continue this pattern until each level is complete. So there are 3 levels. I think you have 4 and 4 and 6, so it'll be 14. Okay? Take notes of the ideas. People are speaking, take notes. Prepare that you might have to speak, so you want to prepare your speaking. But when you come, somebody else has new ideas. Take notes. Taking notes is very important. And you work through. Don't try to go simple and, oh, I can't do it. No. Write it out, just like I said before. 1 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. It's a very simple formula. It will really help you communicate what you are doing anytime, anywhere. Be disagreeable. Always I say this, encourage disagreements with a response. A retort is a response to make statements about facts and assumptions, not assumptions. In discussion, you have assumptions and you have opinions. That's discussion. But as we get closer to debate, you want to have facts. So, state facts. State facts. We always enjoy our time on the weekend. That is a fact. It's not an opinion, it's a fact. I think is an opinion. This builds energy and excitement, not only for the debate, but also the development of the argument. And it also helps students, especially, to develop their speaking in a systematic way so that people understand exactly what you are saying. Most problems are you speak one statement and then ask a question, and people are not sure what direction you want to go as the question, and they're not clear as to all the ideas that you gave in your statement. So 1 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1 is very, very important. And practice it in class. Write it out if you have to. Write it out. Write long answers, 7 words or more. And use as much of the vocabulary as you can. Always try to use some of the vocabulary from the story that you learned. Add more information to communicate your whole idea, and that's why you have that formula. Now, level 1 is pretty simple. Is this the only place this happens? I don't think this is the only place it happens. Okay, so you have 10 words. Fantastic. Add 3. Add 3 more. Why don't you think, right? Add 3. 1 statement to answer. 3. 2 about the next question. You can say, I've never been to a mine anywhere in my life. I hear Korea has had coal mines in the past. I hear Korea has had coal mines in the past. Would you like to work as a miner? So, you have those 2 statements, and then the question. 1 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. So, if I am the beginner, I ask the question, is this the only place this happens? Person number 2 answers 1 plus 3 plus 2 plus question, would you like to work as a miner? Okay, number 3, person. Answer, information, plus 2 about question 3. Would you want to buy? Oh, would you stop? This should be stop. We got a problem here. Major issue here. Would you stop? There we go. Would you stop buying tin if you knew it killed the fishery? Why or why not? Would mining the seabed sustain your living standard? So you start with 1, you start with me, and we fix some of these things. You know, sometimes we make these issues and we fix it. Learning to fix your issues helps you say, oh, this doesn't make sense. I have to fix it. And that's all part of the process of making your argument. It's not about grammar always, it's about communication. In level 2, write long answers. It's the same as before. Add information. What is the most difficult job decision you have made? Now this is about you. And mining is a job. Fisherman is a job. So this is just about you. You and what job decision have you made? Maybe you have made a part-time decision. Maybe you decided to stop working. Maybe you decided what is the most difficult. 1 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. Okay? And the 1 is, number 2, is an underwater job better than a land job? Well, there we go again. Is an underwater job better than a land job? 1 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. See? And number 3, have you or someone you know ever been challenged to pay bills? That means challenged is you can't pay your bills today. You know, you have to pay them when, you know, the telephone bill, the water bill, the maintenance bill, the car bill, whatever bills, and sometimes you don't have enough money to pay them all. That's the challenge to pay bills. That's what we mean. And sometimes, in my past, I've been challenged to pay bills. And you have to choose, you know, a little bit here, a little bit there. So what kind and when? You can give information. Why does this company prefer to destroy the sea environment? Now this is a choice, and this is your opinion. Again, this is the end of level 2. 1 plus 3 plus, and the next question is? Level 3 has 6. So 1, 2, 3, you do it all together. Don't stop if you can. Just go round and round and round and round in your team. And that's why you always write all your answers first and then bring them to class. What can we learn about business from this story? Maybe you can learn that it's sometimes difficult, or you have to make difficult choices. You know, the story says that the one person started to mine on land again because the prices were up. Is this phenomenon a problem or becoming a problem today? Indonesia, I don't think, is unique. It's not the only country in the world with this problem. So what alternatives are there for these miners? Now, miners can be fishermen, but there aren't enough fish for all the fishermen now. So what else can they do? Was this a culture or poor business model? Culture model or poor business model? I don't know. You have to understand the story, do a little research, and come up with 1 + 3 + 2 + 1. What environmental problems can we see mirrored in this story? Well, it's pretty simple. There are a couple of them. They're mentioned. So how can we stop this madness from happening in our society? How can we stop it? Well, they're really good questions. They're difficult questions. They're designed to be difficult. Because if you're going to debate, you have to have some kind of outside-of-the-box thinking, because your opposition is going to be doing exactly that. This week you have answered a lot of questions. 14. You've added more information to communicate your whole idea. 1 + 3 + 2 + 1. You've expanded ideas to reflect your opinions. So now you're getting closer to that thinking about some problems associated with this situation and what can be a solution. We're not there yet. Come with me to video 6.